Here in America, work is in trouble. We've offshored our manufacturing, sent away good jobs, and lost so much ability to make things. American Giant is a company that's pushing back against this tide. They make high-quality clothing, sweatshirts, jeans, dresses, jackets, and so much more right here in the USA. Visit American-Giant.com and get 20% off your first order when you use code STAPLE20 at checkout. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com, promo code STAPLE20.
And for the very latest on this brewing controversy, still brewing, I should say, Simon Marks joins us now live from Washington, D.C. Hi, Simon. So despite the text of the Signal chat almost fully made public, the Defense Secretary Houthis and others are still denying that the attack was classified information. So I'm wondering how long can they maintain this line of messaging?
Well, you know, the worst thing you can do with a brewing controversy here in Washington, D.C. is to keep stirring the brew. And that is what Donald Trump, the president, has done on the close of business here on Wednesday. He's appeared in the Oval Office and a reporter has asked him, "Do you still believe nothing classified was shared?" And to the surprise of many here in Washington, the president answered, "That's what I've heard. I don't know. I'm not sure. You have to ask the various people involved." Now, that's a dramatic shift in the president's position from 24 hours previously, when he was saying there was no classified information contained in that chat room. And the White House, Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary, Mike Waltz, the national security advisor, they have all been repeating that claim like a mantra. Now Donald Trump is advancing a new suggestion. He's saying, "I don't know that Signal works. I think that Signal could be defective, to be honest with you." So he's raising questions about whether there might have been something very odd and unusual with the way that the Signal chat room software was operating. That is sure simply to feed the beast and to guarantee that this story is going to continue raging here in Washington, and that more and more Democrats and maybe even some Republicans will eventually ask for answers.
You know, Simon, there are mounting calls for resignations. My question to you is, can President Trump weather this storm without losing anyone? We're just 2 months into his administration.
Well, I think there are three officials that are in real difficulty. I mean, the Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, clearly, because if you look at the messages that he put into that chat room, it's a complete timeline of the military operation that then played out in real time. And, even if they claim that the Defense Secretary himself had declassified that information before he put it into the chat room, it is still deeply alarming to many national security and former national security officials here that he would do that. So he's in difficulty. Mike Waltz, the national security advisor, is in difficulty because he still can't even explain why he reached out and connected on Signal with Jeffrey Goldberg of The Atlantic. Never mind then putting Jeffrey Goldberg into that chat. But the person who I think is in most difficulty is the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, who on Tuesday said there were no operational details contained in the chat. On Wednesday said that she had had a false recollection of what was in the chat on Tuesday, and she now concedes that perhaps there were some operational details contained in that messaging chat room. So all three of them are facing calls for resignation, but resignations are only going to happen if Republicans begin to join the chorus of disapproval.
All right, Simon, appreciate the update as always. Simon Marks live there from Washington, D.C.
American Giant makes great clothing, sweatshirts, jeans, and more right here in the U.S. Visit American-Giant.com and get 20% off your first order with code STAPLE20. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com, code STAPLE20. Here in America, work is in trouble. We've offshored our manufacturing, sent away good jobs, and lost so much ability to make things. American Giant is a company that's pushing back against this tide. They make high-quality clothing, sweatshirts, jeans, dresses, jackets, and so much more right here in the USA. Visit American-Giant.com and get 20% off your first order when you use code STAPLE20 at checkout. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com, promo code STAPLE20.